Welcome to AcreageTCG. My name is Jose, and we're going to open this up and see what's inside. But we're going to do something a little different. We're actually going to read every card, and we're going to explain how they work and what decks you can use them in. Alright, so let's get started. First up, we've got Jesus Burgess. So, Jesus Burgess is a 3-cost, 5,000 power character, and he has a pretty strong ability. It's on KO, add up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life cards to the owner's hand. You play this out, and on KO, you burn their life. Super useful. This card could probably be used in a lot of yellow decks. It works very well because you play this out and your opponent isn't going to want to KO this, because when they KO this, they have to burn a life. So this card can stick around for a really long time on the field. There really aren't any meta decks that are using this right now, but it is kind of an interesting card. Could probably go in like ST29 Luffy or basically any yellow deck. Kouzuki Oden. So, Kouzuki Oden is a 5-cost, 6,000 power character with a 1k counter, and he is a blocker, so you're able to rest him to stop an attack. And his on-play is, you may trash 1 character card with a cost of 8 or more from your hand, draw 2 cards. So you can basically get rid of an 8-cost character and then draw 2 cards. This card isn't really used right now in the current meta, but this card is technically supposed to be for Black Yamato. But you can run this in any black deck where you're trying to look for a little bit more card draw. The next card is Donquixote Doflamingo. 0 power, but impel down type and 3 cost, so he's primarily there for his effect. His effect will likely provide hand advantage or board manipulation, and when removed, triggers Buggy's leader ability to spawn a prisoner. Look, OP16 Buggy. Nobody running Buggy? I guess nobody's running Buggy. That's weird. I guess I just had to look that up, but apparently nobody's running Buggy, so kind of weird. But anyway, this card would traditionally be used for Buggy, the OP16 leader. Buggy's ability is whenever an Impel Down type character is removed from the field, Buggy can play a Prisoner of Impel Down card. So this right here, primarily you want him to, 1, activate his main, which is you may rest this character. If your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, they place 2 cards from their hand at the bottom of their deck in any order. You activate his main, you rest him, making him an easy target. He's 0 power. Once you rest him, they remove 2 cards from their hand and basically makes them attack this. In attacking this, they're going to KO it, and then your leader, as Buggy, can play a Prisoner of Impel Down. Okay, next up is Squard. So he is a 5-cost, 7,000 power with the slash attribute. His on-play is you may trash 1 of your characters with 10,000 base power, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with 8,000 power or less. That's actually pretty useful. You are giving up a 10k base power character, but if you really need to KO a character, you can use an ability to power down a character to 8,000, and then you can play this and KO that character. Again, you are giving up that 10,000 base power character, but if you're in a pinch, this could be useful. This card isn't really used right now in the current meta, but again, he's a Whitebeard pirate, so you would be using this for the OP16 Ace leader. Our next card is Roronoa Zoro. So he is a 7-cost, 9,000 slash attribute, and when attacking, if you have 6 or less life cards in your hand, draw 1 card. He is a powerful late game finisher. He's not Impel Down type, but he would be a strong attacker late game. And he's currently not used in any meta deck right now, but he is a Straw Hat Crew, Dressrosa Supernova, and for 7 Don, you do get a 9,000 power. You could probably run this as a brick in any blue deck. It is useful because you do get draw power. His ability is when attacking, if you have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. So You attack with this card, you draw a card, and your opponent will be very motivated to remove this card. So they're going to swing into it. And they need a big attacker to swing into it. Instead of using a big attacker to attack your life, they're going to attack this in order to stop you from having card draw. Next up, we've got Rockstar. So Rockstar is a 2K counter and a 1 cost with 2000 power with the slash attribute. And once per turn, if your red-haired pirates type character would be KO'd, you may trash 1 character card with 6000 power or more from your hand instead. He is a 1 cost body with 2K counter, very good defense for very little cost. You can play him early if you want to have the option of having the ability, and you can actually use this once per turn. So as long as you have cards to trash, you can protect any of your red-haired pirates type characters. There's a lot of red Shanks decks that are using this. It's pretty cool. Our next card is an event card, Black Hole. So this is a 2 cost, and the main ability is you may trash 1 card with a trigger from your hand, negate the effect of up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 8 or less during this turn. So right now it's not really run in any big meta deck, but this card is, as you can see from the picture, it is meant to be run in the black-yellow Teach deck. We've got Donquixote Rosinante. So he is a 1K counter, 2 cost, 1000 power, and a blocker. And his on play is you may rest 2 of your Don cards. If your leader has the Navy type, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck and rest it. Now, he is a cheap Navy character. He's searchable with Kobe. With the Don manipulation, the deck that uses this the most is Purple Sengoku. Pretty much this is a 4 of in that deck. It is a staple. With Purple Sengoku, you want to try to get to 8 Don as soon as possible. So you are really looking for cards like this in order to ramp your Don up. Next character is Jozu. So he's a 7 cost, 8000 power with the strike attribute. He is a blocker, so big blocker. And his on play is you may reveal 1 character card with 8000 power from your hand. Give up to 1 of your opponent's characters minus 1000 power during this turn. This card is going to be used for OP16 Ace, and he is an 8000 power character, which means that you can use Ace's ability to give him Rush. If you don't want to use Rush, you can keep him as a blocker, so pretty useful to have an 8K blocker. Your opponents are going to have to use a pretty high power card in order to take him out. We've got We'll Change This Mission from Sneaky to Flashy. This is a blue event, 1 cost, and the activate main is you may rest 7 of your Don cards. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, play up to 2 Impel Down type character cards with 6000 power or less. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. On your opponent's turn, when you're defending, you can counter. Your leader gains 3000 power during this battle. This is an Impel Down Buggy Pirates card. This card is really meant to be used in the Buggy deck. You can rest 7 of your Don cards, and you can play like 2 Prisoner of Impel Downs or the Buggy that will then bring out a Prisoner of Impel Down. And then if you have another Buggy and another Prisoner of Impel Down, you can play another Buggy which will bring out another Prisoner of Impel Down. So you could technically play 2 cards but actually end up playing 4 cards. So pretty cool. We've got a rare event. So this is a 1 cost, and the activate main is if you have 10 Don cards on your field, all of your Prisoner of Impel Down cards base power becomes 7000 during this turn. And when you're defending, you can counter up to 1 of your Buggy gains plus 4000 power during this battle. And just based off of this counter, you can tell that this card is meant for OP16 Buggy. And the event's called The Prisoners Are Rioting. It's got a pretty cool picture there. The prisoners going crazy there against the guards. And finally, our last card, we have Shiryu. This is a 6 cost, 8000 power character. His on play is you may trash 1 card from your hand, add up to 1 Blackbeard Pirates type card with a cost of 6 or less from your trash to the top of your life cards face up. He also has a trigger, if you have this in life, where you basically just draw 2 cards. So it's pretty useful. This card goes into Black Yellow Teach. This is a staple card. A lot of decks run 4 of this. And it's very useful because when you play this, if you have a card in your hand that has a really great trigger, you can trash that card immediately and then immediately put that trigger as the top card in your life. So you already know what's going to happen next when you take damage. And you combine that with Teach's leader ability, you can basically guarantee that you're going to take damage, redirecting an attack from one of your characters to leader. Okay, so that was it for this episode. I hope you enjoy this kind of content. You know, like I said in the other episode, it seems like everybody just kind of, goes through the cards really quickly and just makes shorts out of opening. I want to provide a little bit more value for people and, kind of maybe help you figure out different ideas for different decks and how you can use these cards. So if you enjoy this, please like and subscribe. One small click from you means the world to us. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm going to try to do these at least once a week, maybe twice, because I do kind of want to open packs too. I don't want to just have to wait every week. A lot of the fun is simply just getting to open these packs. All right, so that was it for this episode. We've got some pretty neat cards. Some of them not really meta relevant, some of them are. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like and subscribe. One small click from you means the world to us, and it helps our channel grow. Please comment if you have any ideas on any of these cards. In the next episode, if we get any doubles, we're just going to skip that card and we'll mention that we already talked about that card in this episode. And that's kind of going to be the plan going forward. We eventually want to get every single card done. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. We love you. Until the next one.